you.
Hello.
For accepting to be on this small challenge.
Thank you for inviting me.
Are you ready for the 73 questions?
I hope so. It's a lot of questions.
So, let's go. So, when was the moment you said, this is what I want to do as a career?
I don't really know, because this just sort of happened to us. When Charles and I met, it all started. And then we evolved into it gradually. So I don't think there was a particular moment. It just happened.
From 1 to 10, how difficult was it to get where you are now?
I think I have two answers. I can maybe say almost 9 or 10 from certain aspects. On the other hand, as I said, we sort of just rolled and grew into it. So there's also the aspect that it just happened. So you could say maybe it wasn't that difficult either. But it's a difficult industry.
Yeah.
Let's put it at that. So maybe let's do number 8.
Can you describe us your all-time favorite design so far?
It's difficult because every collection I do have favorites, and usually the most recent collection is the favorite, because I think as a fashion designer you're always looking at the next thing. But no, it's difficult. There'll be several designs which are my favorite.
Favorite celebrity you dressed?
I think it's Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child.
Wow.
First of all, because I'm a huge Destiny's Child fan, so when this happened, it was like a very crazy, surreal moment. And also because she's very, very sweet, and she answers my text messages, so it's like it's pretty amazing.
Biggest achievement so far?
Our participation. Yeah, I'm saying it correct.
Yes.
In the Commonwealth Fashion Exchange, we were invited to show a couture design for the Commonwealth Fashion Exchange, and this exhibition was then held at Buckingham Palace.
Wow. Do you still have the first design you've ever made?
I'm not sure. It could be. We're not very good at keeping records. There's drawers full of stuff, but I'm not sure if the first design would be there. Some of the early designs are there.
Which design got you well known, you think?
I think maybe the Lutsu collection was a very important point in where we were really stepped up the Maltese inspiration. And I think especially if we were talking about Malta as well, it was the first time that people really started, even people that hadn't heard about us were saying, did you see, like they used the Lutsu, and so
It's very, very nice. 2 famous women or men who influenced you fashion-wise?
I think there's a lot of influences, but I think if I look at the design side, I think Valentino as a designer, and also Alexander McQueen. I could list a whole list of names of people that are of influence, but those two I think are always on top of the list.
One lady you would love to see wearing your design?
Again, very difficult to answer. Beyonce is still on the list as a goal. So yeah, let's just say Beyonce.
Which was the biggest challenge you encountered in your career?
There were many challenges, but I think the biggest, I'm not sure actually. Let's just say there were many.
So, if you had to choose another career, what would you be doing?
It would probably still be something in fashion. I used to work as a visual merchandiser, which is still a job I love very much. Otherwise, I don't know, I might have been an artist, something a bit more creative and in a way a bit more of a free spirit maybe. Because with fashion you always have to go into the business direction. It's not just being creative on its own.
Has there ever been a celebrity you refused to dress?
Yes, but I'm not saying who.
Okay. Biggest achievement so far?
I think our again, I'm going to mention the Commonwealth Fashion Exchange because it was an amazing highlight in our career.
Biggest disappointed, if there is any.
People have disappointed me over the years. So yeah, sometimes you realize that you can't always rely on people, and yeah, I think the biggest disappointment were mostly in people.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Hardworking, that's 2 words. Ambitious, kind.
If you would rate anyone's wardrobe, whose would it be?
Oh, well, there are many interesting wardrobes out there, I guess. Then Levi comes to mind. He's an actor in TV series Schitt's Creek, and the wardrobe in the actual series is fascinating and very cool.
What is the most daring thing or destination you have ever taken?
I'm not really that daring, actually. No, I mean a lot of our destinations travel-wise are always related to work, and we haven't really been that adventurous, I must say.
It's still to come.
Still to come, yes.
If you didn't live in Malta, where would you be living?
Difficult. I love it a lot here, but it could be Los Angeles or maybe Spain. Yeah, those 2 maybe.
What are 3 things you are really good at, apart from designing?
Organizing, merchandising, and eating.
It doesn't show though. 3 things you are completely useless at.
3 things, I don't know about specific things, but it's more technical things, and fixing things in a technical way I'm not very good at.
So you have met many celebrities through your career. One that left you completely starstruck.
It hasn't happened yet, or maybe a little bit. We met Anna Wintour, so yeah.
Wow.
But it happened. It was very fast and quick, so there was not a lot of time to be starstruck. We were just in the moment.
One person, dead or alive, you would love to have a coffee with and a chat.
Barbara Streisand.
Wow. Life role model.
I don't really have one, I think. I've always very much paved my own path and didn't really follow in anybody's footsteps.
Dream destination just for you two.
Japan.
What is the worst thing someone has ever said about your designs?
I'm not sure.
If any.
Maybe they did say it behind my back, but I don't really care about
It's good
what
that
people
you
say
don't
behind
know
my back.
exact. What excites you the most about fashion?
That it's always changing and evolving. And it's always looking to the future, which sometimes is also the stressful part of it, because you always have
Very
to
true.
reinvent.
Favorite food?
Pasta.
Least favorite food?
Least, very difficult because I like almost everything. I don't like coconut in sweets.
What does a day off look like for you?
Mostly in Gozo.
Worst habit?
Worst habit, not knowing how to delegate.
Have you ever heard or read something about you in social media that was not true?
Yes, I think so, but nothing major. Usually there were small mistakes and where they assumed things, but nothing too big.
How did you two meet?
We met in Amsterdam in 1992 in a club.
If you could trade life for a day with someone, who would it be? Anyone?
I don't know, I would maybe Donald Trump. just maybe to have a day to see what is really going on.
What is your all-time favorite fashion trend?
I think it was maybe the new look by Dior. I think that was a major shift in fashion, and which is still influencing fashion today.
A fashion trend you would like to make disappear forever?
Stand-up collars on polo shirts.
Last concert you attended?
I think it was Barbara Streisand last year in London. Yes.
Wow, last year?
Yes, she's still at it.
One thing your followers would be really surprised to know about you?
It still surprises some people that I'm not Maltese. So maybe that is it.
Apart from fashion, what do you splurge on the most?
Shoes.
How do you manage a company together? Do you find it easy? Or do you have like different roles?
We have different roles. Charles is more, he manages the studio side of the business, so it's the running of the studio, seamstresses, as he's more technical and hands-on with the actual making. And my side is more, it's the shops, office-based, organizing, planning. I do the sketches, so yeah, we do have very different roles, but at the same time we work very well as a team.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Don't change a thing, just go for it. Because at 20 I had already met Charles, and it was already in my mind to make back steps and do things that people wouldn't approve of.
Yes, very true, but go for it is just the thing to do. Best childhood memory?
I think there would be the family holidays with my parents and my brother.
What is one thing you always wanted to do but you haven't done yet?
Take a very long holiday.
5 things you totally try to avoid but fail to.
I try to avoid being too stressed, but I don't always manage. I don't know if there's anything else. I try to avoid negative people, but that you don't always manage either. We're at 2. I think that's it. I'm not much.
Good. If you could have your portrait done by anyone, who would you want it to be done by?
Andy Warhol. It's not possible anymore.
That's good. How do you distress?
How do I distress? I like watching TV, but mostly, again, I'm going to mention Gozo. For me, that's distressing.
If you could be any historical character, who would you be?
Cristobal Balenciaga.
Best gift ever received?
A watch.
Do you have a favorite local fashion designer?
No, I'm not going to mention a favorite, because there's quite a new breed of fashion designers, which is very good. I'm very happy to see that there's other designers setting up business, and that as a fashion industry, it's moving forward.
Vintage or new?
When I was younger, vintage. At the moment, new.
Quote to live by?
Live and let live.
Which is one lesson you have learned the hard way?
Do not trust everyone.
3 things that scare you?
Losing loved ones, world politics, and global warming.
If you could just have one thing that would make a life absolutely perfect at the moment, what would it be?
I don't have an answer to that, because I think
It's perfect enough.
there's no such thing as one as completely perfect, but I think it's up to everybody, up to you as a person to make the best of what you have.
One thing you wouldn't mind never doing again?
Scuba diving.
3-course meal, dinner party, what would you cook?
What would I cook? I would probably have make soup for starters. I haven't cooked in many years. And as a main course, it would probably be some type of pasta or risotto. I would find the easy way for sure. And the dessert would probably be some ice cream mixed with fresh fruit. Or
Best advice you ever got?
best advice I ever got: to find your own voice and not mind too much what other people are doing.
Unforgettable day?
It was, I think, the day that we had the exhibition inside Buckingham Palace.
Yes, I would imagine so. What is something you consider unforgivable?
Dishonesty.
Last book you read?
It was a book about fashion business, but I don't know the exact title.
All-time favorite movie?
Greece.
What is your favorite holiday season?
Summer.
Silver or gold?
Silver.
2 fashion hubs in the world, which is your favorite, New York or Milan?
New York.
From 1 to 10, how excited are you about life at the moment?
9.
What is something that you are looking forward to?
I'm looking forward for things getting back to normal, traveling again, and presenting another collection.
How much time do you spend on social media?
Too much.
What is something that you own that is truly sentimental?
That I own the wedding ring.
What is something you find yourself wasting too much time on?
I could say social media.
What is your favorite piece of clothing you own at the moment?
Favorite piece of clothing? Very difficult to say. I don't know.
What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure? Sweets.
What keeps you inspired?
Everything. Life in general, people, traveling.
Has there ever been a moment in life where you doubted your career?
Yes. Those moments pop up every now and again, and I think it happens to most of us.
How would you describe the fashion industry in Malta?
It's evolving, and I would like to see it grow even more. I think we need to support local designers in any field even more than what is happening today.
We're at the last question.
Oh my god, we did it!
Yes. What advice would you give to a person that is starting their career in fashion right now?
You have to be ready to work very hard, and you have to make fashion your life, because if you think that it's a job that you can do from 9 to 5, then you're mistaken. And if you think that you're already working hard, you need to work twice as hard.
So those are all the 73 questions. Thank you very much. But we do have one bonus question.
Just want Margaret to say something now. Are you following MTR TV on social media?
Yes, of course I am.
Yay! Thank you for taking the time.